Warriors fans' biggest nightmare might be coming true after Steph Curry went down in the fourth quarter last night in the Warriors versus Chicago Bulls game. The Warriors lost twice. They lost the Bulls 125 to 122, and they lost Curry in the last 5 minutes, which is what we're going to break down here, the latest injury updates for Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and this is Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Let's go ahead and dive into it. First and foremost, for any Steph Curry injury news, we're going to report about it right here. We do not want you guys to be out of the know of what is going on with your favorite team, so all you guys have to do is hit that sub button, and we'll do all the work. Kendra Andrews did have the recent update on Steph Curry's injury, saying Steph Curry is getting imaging done on his ankle today. Sources tell ESPN the team should have more information later today. Of course, that was about 8 in the morning West Coast time for Kendra Andrews. Yesterday after the game, Steve Kerr said that he was in high spirits. He felt good. So hopefully this MRI imaging will go well and will determine what Steph Curry's injury really is all about. However, the Warriors are prepared to play without Steph Curry. Klay Thompson did say that, I know we're going to miss him if he does need time off. We've been in this position before where he's had time off, and we just got to do it collectively. I know we'll be ready to go when he does come back, whenever that is. We just wish him a speedy recovery. Let's break down what actually happened during this game. Steph Curry was going down for a driving layup. This was a non-contact injury. He just kind of popped his ankle in and out, as you can see right here, where it just kind of rolled over. I mean, it's just not a natural motion at all. Thankfully, Steph Curry does play with ankle braces on, so maybe this lessened the blow. But if you look at that, I mean, it sends shivers down my spines. I hate looking at lower body injuries. So that right there does look like he could possibly miss a few games, as his sprained ankle is in question. Like Kendra Andrews did say, that imaging is going to determine what matters for Steph Curry moving forward. Steph Curry has only missed 3 games so far this season, of course, 2 with his knee injury and 1 for just rest. But the Warriors are currently 0-3 in games that they have missed Curry so far this season. Thankfully, Steph Curry is the type of point guard that doesn't miss a lot of time. Thankfully, he doesn't get injured that often. However, for the Golden State Warriors, when he does, it is pretty scary, knowing that Steph Curry does put up majority of the points night in and night out for the Golden State Warriors. So there has been a lot of rumors about what this roster is going to look like without Steph Curry on it, if he will miss games for the Warriors. Now, it looks like Chris Paul is probably going to move back up from the bench, and he's going to start in place of Steph Curry, Brandon Pajemski as well. But right there, that's not enough points to really add up to Steph Curry. Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, and Draymond Green should stay the same. So I'm really expecting Chris Paul to step up in terms of assisting to make sure the point guard is running the offense the way that Steph Curry normally would. Now I'm looking to the second unit. I'm looking at Thompson and Moses Moody to take all those minutes that he did get in the starting lineup when Andrew Wiggins was out on personal leave. I'm expecting Moses Moody to step up big time, primarily in the second unit. I don't think he's going to start over Chris Paul, as he is 38 years old. He is a veteran. He's started multiple games already for the Warriors, started 11 so far this season. So I think Chris Paul will facilitate the first unit now, but Moses Moody and Thompson could still be pretty lethal in the second rotation. Overall, I do want to ask you guys, how worried are you about the Warriors without Curry? It just sounds frightening to me, even when I say it out loud. The Warriors without Steph Curry, they might look a little lost the first game or two, but let's just hope Steph Curry, if he is out, it will not be for a long time. My scale of 1 to 10 is probably a 7. I think Steph Curry has been the glue for the Golden State Warriors this year. However, they have stepped up relentlessly. Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pajemski, Moses Moody, Klay Thompson even. So there is faith the Warriors will be able to pull this through. Nonetheless, like I said, going ahead and hit that sub button for me here. Warriors Today by Chat Sports. We bring you guys everything, breaking news, rumors, roster rumors, anything you guys need to know about the Golden State Warriors, you're going to find right here. So go on ahead and hit that sub button for me, especially since the Warriors have 5 big games coming up. I think they'll be okay without Curry against the Spurs. They're one of the worst teams in the Western Conference. Without Victor Wembanyama, I think the Warriors should be okay with at least taking one of the 2 games against the Spurs. However, Mavericks, Lakers, and Knicks is very concerning. The Lakers, of course, is always a showdown with Curry and LeBron James. LeBron missed out in the last time. The Mavericks, who are kind of struggling right now, they could possibly win without Curry, but it's going to be tough, as Luka Doncic loves to have triple-doubles. And the same thing with the Knicks. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Jalen Brunson. But the Knicks are pretty hot in the Eastern Conference right now, despite a few losses in the way. So it's going to be tough. So I really hope Steph Curry only misses 2 games minimum. Draymond Green did talk about what Steph Curry does mean to the Golden State Warriors, as if we didn't already know what Curry means to the Golden State Warriors. But he said, look, no one is Steph Curry. That definitely will change things, but we know the sets that we like to get to with Chris in the game and what he's great at. We'll do more of what he's great at. Chris Paul is still a phenomenal point guard. I know he's not Steph Curry when it comes to maybe shooting three-pointers, but he has now come back since having an injury, which is great for Chris Paul. And in the last 4 games, which is the games they have played throughout the month of March, he's been averaging about 9 points per game. 7 assists, which is amazing. That's what Chris Paul does. 48% from the field is okay. It's not terrible for a guy that's coming back with a hand injury. 35% from the 3 is fantastic for Chris Paul, especially in the Warriors offense that's primarily centered around Steph Curry shooting the threes. I think Chris Paul has done wonders in the second unit, and I hope he does step up if Curry does have to miss time. But nonetheless, when I saw this injury go down, and I was watching the end of the game, immediately, I was like, oh shit, here we go. I'm extremely worried about the Warriors without Steph Curry. I know a lot of you guys are too. This has been the last decade of Curry doing what he does to help the Warriors get 4 rings. I will be personally looking to Klay Thompson and Jonathan Kuminga, whether it's combined or separately, to put up Curry points per night. Klay Thompson has already been doing that in the bench. He's been averaging about 16 points per game coming off the bench right now. In the last couple of games, it's been 16, 25, 25. So I think Klay Thompson could do great in the second unit. Kuminga in the starting 5, I'm going to look to him more than Podziemski and more than Andrew Wiggins to put those points up. Jonathan Kuminga has typically been the secondary scorer for the Warriors, so if he puts up about 25 points per night, along with Klay Thompson's 25 points per night off the bench, the Warriors could be okay. However, on Twitter, Jesse Morse, he actually is a doctor, he tweeted this out basically about Steph Curry's ankle, but I just kind of took the end of his synopsis because I'm not a doctor, I don't understand doctor things, so I figured, look, here's the summary. Curry wears ankle braces that hopefully helped him prevent him from developing a bad grade 2 ankle sprain or 3. Realistically, I think Curry misses a couple of games. Hopefully, nothing more than that. This is a doctor that just tweeted this out. He did not evaluate Steph Curry. That was just his synopsis. Although, Steph Curry a couple nights ago, after they blew out the Milwaukee Bucks, Steph Curry said, staying even keel. 21 to go. And it really felt like Curry and the Warriors were finally taking their stride. They blew out the Milwaukee Bucks. Trayce Jackson-Davis was popping off. Steph Curry was helping them get the win. So when you see a post like this and then 2 days later he goes down with an injury, it just really makes you just so frustrated with the Golden State Warriors because they've just dealt with so much this year. Draymond Green's suspension, Klay Thompson trying to figure out where he fits in, Chris Paul and Gary Payton's second injury. It just keeps happening. And this is the next domino to fall. However, the Warriors are 14-5 in their last 19 games. They can do this without Steph Curry. It's just going to be a lot harder. And that's credit to Curry. He's crafted the Warriors offense to be what it is over the last decade. So I do think that with Steve Kerr knowing that he already kind of wanted to play 10 guys maximum after the Milwaukee Bucks game is going to be a good move forward. After Trayce Jackson-Davis stepped in for Draymond Green, he said, look, we're normally playing 11 guys nightly, so I think that now we're going to start to go to 10. Just 10, nothing more than that. So Steve Kerr's already got kind of a game plan for when Steph Curry is going to return, and he does want to see more from Trayce Jackson-Davis as well. So I do trust Steve Kerr. That's why Mike Dunleavy gave him this extension, because he is one of the better coaches in the NBA. So he will be able to figure out what he needs to do with Steph Curry's absence if he is going to be out for a prolonged period of time. Like that doctor said on Twitter, I mean, you can only trust a doctor on Twitter so much, but he's verified. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. I truly do hope that Steph Curry only misses 1 or 2 games as he does wear ankle braces. I hope that it's not that bad, but they are going to do imaging later today. Of course, I'll put out a short later once Steph Curry injury news does come out. So that's why you guys subscribe to this channel. And if you guys just want to wish Curry a speedy recovery, I mean, I believe in good vibes. I believe in good energy. So if you guys want to like this video, it sends a well wish to Steph Curry to have a speedy recovery and hopefully return back to the Golden State Warriors because like he said, 21 more games to go. and the Warriors could possibly be in this for real for the NBA Finals. So go on ahead and like this video, and as always, hit that sub button.